So I'm grateful to have found you. And during that time, you know, his answer to everything was, you are the creator of everything.
Yes.
And
of your experience.
Of my experience. And so I created a situation for myself to learn on a deeper level, and seeing, feeling, and understanding that there is nothing but me.
Now, wait a minute.
Okay.
In a sense, yes. In your experience, you are creating your versions of everything. That doesn't mean other beings don't exist. You're creating your version of other beings. Now, there is only one, if you want to go back to the idea of the source, and everything is made of that one. But it's not about discounting that there are other beings, because there are other perspectives of the one, and they are legitimate individuals unto themselves. But what you're experiencing is your version of them, created out of your consciousness as a representation and an interface, so that you can interface with other beings. But what you're interfacing with is your version of them.
Okay, and that was part of my question, is because when I would tap into that place, I really felt on a deep level that there was nothing but me. And so the confusion was, well, I don't understand the collective.
All right. Yeah. When you get the experience, the true tapping into the experience that there is nothing but you, or said another way, that everything is you, you're tapping into the experience of source. Okay. Of all that is. Because from the perspective of all that is, there is nothing but it. It is everything. Everything is made of it. There's no outside to it. There's nothing else but it. So when you have that experience, you are seeing and experiencing from the perspective of source itself.
Okay, awesome.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And it actually, when I first would tap into it, it would actually create some panic in me. And so I actually had to, with my higher self, say, let's take a step back a little bit and let me kind of integrate and work through it a little bit slower. And now, you know, I don't feel the panic, but then the confusion, which you've just helped explain.
Yes, well, the panic was only your physical body reacting to the idea that when you tap into source, it can translate that as if you're annihilating the physical mind, which it's not ready to do. In other words, it feels like it's dying. And you go into survival mode. That also happens sometimes when you come into the presence of a very high vibrational being, extraterrestrial, spirit, what have you, is the exposure to that frequency can translate to your physical mind as if it needs to go into fight or flight survival mode, and it goes into panic because it feels like exposure to that frequency means I'm about to die, because it's the frequency of spirit. Not that you actually will die, but that's the way your physical mind often translates that frequency, until you get used to it, until you're okay with the idea that you're already dead.
Okay, excellent. That makes sense. So
I know that sounds funny, but the idea is you never leave spirit. You're a spirit right now. You're in spirit. You're in the spirit realm. That's your home. That's everyone's natural state. You never leave it. You are pretending that you've left it. You're dreaming that you've left it, but you're dreaming in spirit. Physical reality is not a place you go to. Physical reality is in your soul. Your physical body doesn't have a soul. Your soul has a physical body within it, at the center of its being. Physical body, physical experience is a focal point at the center of your soul. If you want to imagine your soul like a sphere of energy, an orb of light, then certain ripples and patterns and vibrations within the soul can concentrate something down to the center of the soul. The whole soul remains, but at the center there's a concentration of vibrational frequencies that creates this little crystalline nugget that you call my physical self. You are a focus within your soul. That's what your physical personality is. A focus within your soul. So the idea of quote unquote reincarnation is simply the expansion back to the soul and the refocusing of a different series of energy patterns that creates a different personality. But all that happens within the soul as if you're breathing. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, within the soul. That's what physical reality is. So you're in spirit right now. So no reason to fear death because you're already dead.
Okay, awesome.
Is this helping?
Absolutely, yes.